So we record all of our trainings. Looks like we
Mhm.
had issues here in Miami Beach with the training and miscommunication. So I have it recording now, and we're gonna have this in our library for our IDX website
Mhm.
section of our back office at londonfoster.net. So we're gonna have some people entering the room now.
Sure, but can you give me an overview of what exactly do you want
Yeah.
me to do for this demo?
Absolutely. So this is going to be a demo for our real estate agents here at London Foster Realty who have an IDX website and they want to understand it a little bit better, see the
Mhm.
workflow of it, understand how to get the lead capture on their Placester site, and then just kind of you describing and showing the intricacies, the in and outs of Placester website for realtors and how they can best utilize it for their business.
Cool.
Cool. So we have Logan here. Logan, welcome, man. Good to have you. Maria, good morning. As you all know, we have trainings on Wednesday. This training is going to be really good. We have John with us from Placester, and he's going to be showing us how to use Placester best for your business. He is a professional with the brokerage, with that company, so he knows all the ins and outs of how to use these websites. So if you're here on this call, I'm sure you have a Placester website, Logan? You do not have one with us? Okay, so you don't have an IDX website?
Not yet, but I'm probably going to get it. I've had my own website forever, so I may have it redirected to that or something.
Absolutely. Okay. And Maria, do you currently have a Placester website with us now?
No.
You do not. Okay. Perfect. Well, this is going to be a great training for y'all then, since you're going to get that firsthand experience. Nikki Maston, welcome to the call. As more people join into the room, we'll be letting them in. But again, this training is about the IDX website. So we're going to put this training video on our back office with the IDX webpage when you request it, and also under the education section. So if you do need to review any of the material that's going to be covered today by John, then you'll have that video for you as well. Okay. So John, I want to thank you so much for your time. Thank you for joining us on this call and coming in here. I know you have a very busy schedule, so we appreciate you. But John is with Placester. And John, if you want to go ahead and start your demo, we'd love to participate.
Sure. Let me start sharing my screen now. Give me a sec.
Yeah, no problem. So one of the benefits while he's doing that I really like about Placester a lot too is that we offer this for our agents at a discounted price. We have a brokerage account. We purchased a lot of these web pages ahead of time, and we pass those savings on down to you. This is an amazing, simple, clean website that you can use for your business for very minimal cost, and we've been using them since the beginning of London Foster. So they've done good business, and this is our preferred vendor for these sites. So go ahead, John.
Awesome. Okay, so I'll get started. If you create or if you have a new Placester account, you will not see any of these drafts here. What you will see is just this button, create new site. I want to give you an overview of how we usually do it, how you can do it on your end, and what are the best practices when creating a website on our platform. And let me get started. So once you log into your Placester account, let me go back. You will be routed to the dashboard, and then you will see a button that says create new site. Since based from what I've heard, most of you do not have a Placester website yet. This is
one of the benefits with us is that once they purchase a website, we create it for them. So all they
nice.
do, yeah, they just give us their information, and free of charge, we do this as a brokerage. We will create your whole website for you. So we'll set it up with your picture profile, your contact information. We'll actually even make sure it's integrated with whichever MLS that you are associated to. So if you're a Miami Board of Realtors, we'll make sure that it's connected to that MLS. And we do all that for you. But once you do have it set up and running, you can customize your site however you would like to, where you could also you know, me admit some more people. You can also change, and I'm sure John's going to talk to you about this a little bit, but you can set your main inventory that's on the front page of your site. You can set it to a minimum, a maximum of what kind of houses you're trying to sell. So depending on your farm area and your price point, you can adjust that. I'm sure John will go through that with you. But yeah, John, just so you know, we create the websites for them complimentary with
Awesome.
Foster. Yep. So that way,
Yeah.
they all they have to do is log in, and then they can go from there.
That's actually, that sounds really great, because we offer services that costs $100 all the way to $900 depending on the customization of the website. And since you provide it for free, that's a really great benefit to all your agents.
Absolutely. So
Awesome.
go ahead. Yeah, go ahead and continue. Sorry to interrupt.
No problem. So yeah, once you have a website with Placester, once you log in, you will see a button that says Edit Site. If you want to make changes to your Placester website or update information on it, that's where you would want to go. So once you click Edit Site, a customizer will open that will show you a preview of your website, and it will give you the customization panel here on the left. That is where you will need to go to in order to change certain things on your website. Let's start from the top bar. So the top bar will display your agent photo, contact details like phone and email. This is also where existing leads or new leads can sign in or sign up. Just below that is the navigation bar. That is where your logo will be displayed, and as well as navigation items. What I suggest is just keeping the navigation panel simple. Maybe featured listings, an about section, and a contact form. That's what works best based
When
on.
when you buy a Placester account, just let our agents know. That top bar, see how it says home, about, listing search, he has a lot of different tabs. Just like he was saying, we only put the contact tab on there once we join. So if you want to add additional tabs or additional pages, you can go into the customization where he's at now, go to that navigation bar, and you can add as many tabs on the top as you'd like. But we keep it very simple. Whenever you first create your site, we only put your contact tab there, but you can add any additional tabs that you would like to on the side. And as he's showing you, everything is simple to edit, like on the left-hand side. So while you're editing your stuff, it's very easy for you to do it, right? It's very, very simple. It's not that complicated to design and customize your website to how you'd like, right, John?
Yes, it's really easy to use, and the changes that you're making updates real time on the preview here. So if you've made if you've made a change that you do not want, you'll see it right away, and you can correct it as soon as possible, just to make sure that your site does not display that information, since if you don't want to display it. Now, I would like to move forward to the listings panel, because this is where you can edit your featured listings. As Daniel was saying earlier, what you will need to do, or you can filter out maybe specific listings, or listings under your name, or listings under a specific category. In order to get the settings right for that, what you will need to do is you will need to go first to the customizer, and once you're here, you'll need to go to listings and then featured listings. On featured listings, you have two options. You can either use filters by going to the filtered tab, or you can select specific listings to display by going here to the selective tab. If you go to the filtered tab, you can add filters. For example, you can add your agent MLS ID. If you add it, let's say you add the agent ID here, The display for the featured listings will feature all listings under your MLS ID. So personal listings. Let's say you want to use a different filter. The most commonly used one is either city or county. If you select city, you'll be able to select anything from or a city from the drop down
And
that
we're
will appear.
we're in Miami. So if you wanna just maybe type in Miami just to just show them, that would be great. We're in South Florida, but Miami would be a good city. Or
Just let me check if the oh, this website is using a different IDX feed, and I do
oh,
not
okay.
use
But
Florida.
okay, no problem. But for our agents, just so you know, the IDX feed will resemble South Florida. So if he's showing you any other featured listings, understand that it would be the same thing, but pertaining to your farming area.
Right. Just a quick. Let's go over the selective filters quickly. If you go to selective, you don't need to add filters right here. What you will just need to do is look for a listing that's displayed under here, and then let's say you want to add a specific property. Just click on it, and then once you click on it, select visible, click that. Or if you select visible, what's going to happen is all of it will be featured. So if you just want to feature select specific ones, just make sure that you use the tick boxes for those specific listings. If you want to narrow down the search though, you can add filters right here. Say specific city. Let me just add a city right here. There. So if you add a filter up top, you will see, or the selection will be narrowed down. You can just select the specific listing that you would like to display. Next up is global filters. I suggest displaying all and not adding any filters here. Is that the settings that you use by default, Daniel?
Yeah, we do the price ascending from highest to greatest in default. But then what we also do is we ask our agents, what is your standard price point for houses that you want to show? And then we will go in here and make sure that we change the displays, the listing displays from whatever price point they're trying to do. Because we'll have agents that come and they'll buy a website and they say it looks great and it functions phenomenal, but all the listings and the featured are showing multi-million, 15 million, $20 million listings. That's not really my target audience. So what you can do is you can go in here as he's showing you, and you can change the filters on your website so that way it fits more into your target, your client base. So if you're in Homestead selling homes, you're not going to be putting $15 million properties on Miami Beach, maybe. But if you're trying to keep it, they can still look at those properties if they want to. They can still find those on your website, like we show here, but it's not going to be featured on the front. So it's not going to discourage them from continuing to look at more properties on your website, thinking that they can't afford these, or that you're just showing them a dream, right? You want to show them something that's realistic.
Right. So, yeah, what you will need to do in order to do that is like set a minimum price filter and then a maximum price one. And as you can see here on the previous section, on the featured listings, once you apply the filters and click save, it will reflect the changes right away. If you look at the pricing of each listing that is featured, it is well within the filters that you've added. You can change the settings whenever you'd like. Just go to the customizer and play with the settings a little bit if that's what you're going for with your website. Yeah. So what's next? So after listings, the item that we'll discuss is the pop-up builder. This is the lead capture form that that will be on your website whenever, let's say, a lead is browsing, or an unregistered lead is browsing. You can change, since you will be under your brokerages, since you will have an account under your brokerage's main account, you will have a custom setting you can use here. You can set the number of times that the lead will visit your site before a pop-up will appear. You can set it by number of page visits or views on specific page templates. Page templates meaning, for example, blog posts, area pages, all those stuff.
And this is beneficial because this is how you capture leads, like he's explaining. So to capture a lead means you get their email, their phone number, their name, right? And now you have a CRM that's built into your Placester website. So once that lead is captured, it's what I'm sure what he's going to show next is how the CRM functions. But this is imperative to your real estate business. When you're out here thinking about social media, right? And you're, because we've been giving some trainings on about Facebook, about Instagram. The goal of your promotion on social media is to drive traffic to your website. Right? Excuse me, I'm going to go ahead and just mute the mic. Is to drive traffic to your website. If your website is not functional, if it's not operating, if it doesn't have lead capture, then you paying that monthly fee for your web page, you're not utilizing it. Let me let Logan back in. There's some more people coming back in the room. Hey, welcome back, Logan. So what he's showing us right now is the lead capture. Okay, so this is how you set up the lead capture on your website, because the goal of your social media, and we've been talking about this for Instagram, Facebook, is to send people to your website, right? You want people to go and look you up. But once they look you up, you need to make sure your website is functional, that it looks good, that it's simple, and that you have a lead capture on here. So what he's doing is he's setting up the form that pops up whenever someone comes to your website. Now you're able to customize, and if you can go back, John, to that customize, where you can customize the aggressiveness of your lead capture. You can allow the number of visits, which means how many times they come to your website before it's mandatory for them to fill out this form, right? So you can set it as lax or as conservative as you would like. So if you want to, as soon as they come to your website, hey, in order for you to even look at a property, you have to give me your lead information, or you can set it to like, hey, every third property or fourth property, that's what these gauges are. That's what you can do. And then it pops up and hey, you have to fill this out. You know what I mean? Now, what do I recommend? It depends on your business. You know what I mean? If you want to take if you take your marketing super serious and you set the tone from your marketing from right away, hey, go to my website, leave your information and I'll reach out to you. Like if you're using that all the time in your marketing, people expect to go to your website and put in their email information and their contact information, and they know that you're going to get it. But if you don't market that, if you don't say that to your client base or to your customers or to people on social media, when they go to your website, they might not even fill it out because they're like, oh, I just came to look at properties and this guy's making me give my name and email. Right. So you need to strategize on how you're going to market yourself. If you're constantly marketing, go to my website and leave me your information, and I guarantee you I'll get back to you immediately. Then I would put that lead capture to be, hey, as soon as you get to my website, I need your contact information because I only want serious people. Right. Or if you want to make your website to be more open and you want to do just a more massive type of marketing where you're just being broad and you're just open to whatever, then you can say, go to my website, check out any property you like, right? And if that's constantly in your marketing, then you don't want to put the lead capture to be so aggressive. You want people to look at a couple of properties before it's mandatory for them to give you their lead information, right? So you got to think about how you want to market yourself, what kind of content you're going to be putting out, and then match that to the customization that is here at Placester with the lead capture service. Does that make sense for you guys? Right? Kind of looking at it a little differently, right? I thank you so much, John. Sorry to interrupt.
No problem. The next part of the pop-up builder that I will discuss is customizing what's on the form. It's gonna be under form builder. You can change the settings here and even add items. For example, you can add a text field for leads to leave you a message. You can add an option for like their maximum price or minimum price so that you'll know what budget you'll be working with. Um, you can even add a date field for them to schedule an appointment with you right away, but it's seldom used by our clients that use Placester. Um, what else? Yeah, so that's basically it. Leaving a message, selecting a maximum and minimum price so that you'll know the budget that the customer or that the lead is working with, and basically that's it. You also have the option to, let's say you don't want to show pop-ups or you don't want pop-ups appearing on your website. You can tick this box right here to disable pop-up. So that will, if you tick this box though, that'll mean that there will be no pop-up on your website, and the only way for you to get their information is through the sign up button right here at the homepage, nowhere else. So just keep that in mind when working with this setting. The next part of the Placer platform that I'll be discussing is the CRM.
And
So
this is a really important part that I'm glad to be saying on this call and paying attention to, also because the CRM, as a lot of this is like the bread and butter of real estate business, right? It's the longevity part of real estate business. It's you constantly filling your funnel with new emails, with new contacts, and staying engaged with these people over time, right? So this is going to be an important part of understanding your website and being able to utilize it to its full potential.
yes, sounds good. Yeah. So the first part of the CRM will be the contacts panel or the contacts tab. This is where you will see contacts if you've added them already. You can use information from leads that sign up on your website, or you can add new ones by clicking the plus new button at the top. You can also import contacts from other sources, either via uploading them through a CSV file or using an address book from Gmail, LinkedIn, Outlook, Yahoo, etc. The next part of the CRM will be leads, and all the leads that sign up to your website, you will be able to find them here. You will see their name, their phone number, and if they left a message, you'll actually see it by clicking on their name. There will be a message part here on the notes panel. That's where you see messages that are left by leads. The next tab is the activity tab. Let's say a lead signs up and then proceeds on browsing through your website, looking at pages and properties. You will be able to see their activity here. For example, if they viewed a specific property or search for a specific one, this is where you will find it. If you have a blog post or maybe testimonials that they've checked out, you'll also see it here. So basically everything that they do on your website.
Quick question. So for activity, you have to set them up as a lead first to see people's activity on the site, or could you see anyone's activity but just not have their name?
Actually, the only information that will be displayed here are the activity by leads. So
okay,
they
understood.
will only be, or we will only start tracking their activity through your website once they sign up as a lead.
Okay. So we won't, so there's no way through Placester to see like analytics of like maybe if an agent did an ad and we can see how many people came to the site actually. I know on Facebook when you do an ad, it'll tell you how many link clicks, it'll tell you how many people actually came. But here on this dashboard, this is only for when they sign up as a
That's
lead.
right.
Okay. Okay, that makes
Because
sense.
for site tracking and analytics, what you will actually need to do is either to use Facebook Pixel or Google Analytics. That's what most of our customers use
Okay. I was
in
gonna
order
ask
to
about
track.
the Facebook pixel on this here a little later, but let's finish the CRM and then I'll ask you that afterwards. I don't want you jumping around.
Okay. So yeah, the next part of the CRM will be the tasks tab. This is where you can create tasks so that you can monitor what you plan to do to leads. For example, you can set a task, maybe a call or an appointment or sending them an email. You can just select the task type here, assign it to yourself, put in the details, maybe notes on what you will need to do for this email, select a due date so that you will be reminded when you will need to do this. You will actually be reminded via email to the email that you're using for this account. So let's say the due date for this will be Friday 25th. You can set a time for the due date, and then you can choose one of the leads that are assigned to you for this task. For example, I'll use the example lead that I have for this account. And then you can select when you will get a reminder before this task expires. You can set it by hours, minutes, days, or weeks. Once you click save, a task will be created, and then you will be notified. Notified about the task that you've created, and that's it. Lead sources is the last thing that we'll discuss. So if you're gonna be using third-party lead, or you'll be getting leads from a third-party website and you need a forwarding email, this is actually where you will get it. But first, you will need to create a lead source. Set in a name for the lead source, choose a source, say realtor.com, and then choose a plan. It's either seller leads, buyer leads, or other types of leads. This is where you choose it. And once you click save, you will actually get your routing email right here. And those leads that will be routed to this email will automatically be uploaded to your CRM.
So you select the source, your name, and then this routing email. I'm sorry, I'm not really understanding. So what do you do with this routing email?
Oh, let's say you use or you get leads from Zillow or Realtor.com.
Okay.
If you want to upload the leads that you get there to your Placester CRM, you will need to use this routing email so that the information of those leads will be forwarded directly to your
Okay.
CRM.
So when you schedule leads with Zillow, you would use this email address when they ask you for an email address.
Are you saying providing this email address to leads directly?
Well, I'm saying like, okay, say I'm buying leads from Zillow, right? And I'm signing up and they're asking me from Zillow, okay, what's your email? You use this link.
This, right.
Okay, with Zillow or whichever lead source you're signing up with, you give them this email. So then that way, when anyone uses Zillow or whatever lead source, it automatically goes into your CRM.
That's right.
Okay.
Saves you the hassle of uploading the leads manually because you will need to enter in enter the information through a CSV file, and you will
Okay.
need to follow a specific format, which can be time consuming if you have a lot of leads.
Correct. So by using this routing email, you submit that to whomever you're using for your party service, and then everything is auto populated for you. So that way you don't have to worry about transferring data.
Right. That basically sums it up.
Cool.
Yeah, so that concludes our CRM discussion. Let me just show you how to how to track information on your website. Just give me a sec.
Sure. And we have a question for you, John, if you don't mind. If they're using, say our agents are using the Placester CRM, you don't market their contacts. Like they own their own contacts, correct?
Right. Whatever lead is uploaded there, it's only specific to their account. We don't even keep records of it.
Perfect. And that also goes with London Foster as well. We don't see your leads. So whatever you fill up on your IDX website, we don't see them. We don't touch them. Those belong to you. Now, if you decide to discontinue using the Placester service, you're going to need to export those leads out, or transfer it before closing your account or deleting your account. You're going to have to get rid of them, right?
Right. So yeah, going back, if you want to put analytics or tracking on your website, what you will need to do is go back to the customizer again and then go to general options. Once you're there, you'll have two options: site verification and site tracking. To verify your website, you will first need, or you will need to add the code for verification here. If you're using the Google Search Console, this is where you add it. If you're using Bing Webmaster, this is where you add it. And then for Facebook and for Pinterest as well.
And these are when site verification, what does this do? So you put your Facebook link right there, or you put your Facebook pixel? What do you put there?
Actually, Facebook pixel is added on site tracking, but here,
Okay.
let's say Facebook wants to verify your web, or needs to verify your website before you can add your
Okay.
pixel ID to this website. You will actually get a code for verification.
Okay.
It's usually an embed code, and then you just paste it here and then click save once you're done. And after that, maybe it'll take a few hours, but once your site is verified, you'll be able to proceed to site tracking. You
Okay.
can add Facebook pixel ID here, or your app ID under social media. If you're using Google though, you will need to click Google and then put your tracking ID here for Google Analytics or the tag manager here.
And
That's
to start with your Google Analytics, that's done first through Google. You have to create a business account with Google, right? So that way your business is searched through there. Once you do all that through Google Business, which is something separate, you're going to get links from Google Business to verify your website. This is where you copy and paste that stuff. Okay, perfect. Does this make sense so far for everybody? Logan, Nikki, kind of following along, right? Pretty simple, straightforward. If you have any questions, please feel free to ask. We're here to help. This video is recorded, so as he's going through these same exact steps, you'll be able to follow right along if you decide to get these Placester websites. So is there anything else service-wise that Placester provides? Thank you for running through, and that is, and honestly, even though he went through that in less than 30 minutes, that is honestly how simple the Placester websites are. Like, I know it seems like a lot of tabs, but when you really just start breaking it down and just going through the steps, It's really that simple, and this is why we use them. You know, it's not a complicated, abstract third-party service. It's really easy to use and really simple to set up, and that's why we like them so much. If y'all have any questions at all for John, please feel free to ask. If there's anything that you want to see in particular, if you have any questions about any type of integrations or anything about the website, please feel free to share.
Hey, Daniel.
Yeah.
I've got a question with regard to, first of all, setting it up. So when, like you said, you'll go ahead and create the Placester account. Well, we'll set it, and then you create the website initially.
Correct.
All IDX I guess any updates, new featured listing, things like that, we go back in and do, correct?
Correct. So like preliminary, like we'll set it up for you. And then if you're like, okay, well, I want to feature this house instead of this house. Okay, well, you have your own login and your own password to log into this Placester account. And then you log in and then you can customize whatever you'd like. Placester also has a very great customer service. They have a chat feature on their website. There's probably not one time I've not talked to a human being. So unless it's after hours. Well, what are your hours? Is it till 6 p.m.?
Till 5 p.m.
Till 5 p.m.
9 to 5.
Anytime 9 to 5, they're extremely responsive and they're very, very helpful. So if you need help with customizing anything or question about, hey, this or that, they'll walk you through the whole process. So
okay.
Yeah, they're really great.
A follow-up question would be integration. You mentioned that. If I've got two MLSs that I'm working from, I guess that's possible, number one, but just share what I would need to do there.
So if you have multiple MLS integrations, we can still add you in. Like which MLSs are you using right now?
Well, I've got the Central Florida one up in the Orlando market, Stellar MLS, and then I'll also be having one of them for the Palm Beach County, added as well.
The Palm Beach County, I believe, is included in the Miami Realtor one. I think it has the three counties: Palm Beach, Broward, and Dade.
Yeah.
So that one's all inclusive. Now for the Orlando one, I'm not 100% positive if we currently have. I think it shouldn't be an issue. We should be able to connect you to it.
Okay, and we can take it offline and talk about that separately. I just wasn't sure.
Yeah, I just know for 100%, because I remember I help set these websites up whenever our agents request them, myself and Michael, and I do see Naples and the Miami Association. I didn't see the Orlando one, but I know that we have a few agents that are in Orlando, so I'm sure that we can find a way to make sure we get that connected for you.
Okay, no problem.
Yeah. Anything else, John, that we should know about, or is there any other services that Placester provides that we should know?
Oh, well, the first thing that I would like to show you first is our support portal. Let's say you're looking for guides, or if your agents are looking for guides or how to make specific changes to their websites, guides are actually available here. As per the chat function that you're actually that you were referring to earlier, it's actually easier to access that here as well. So all you just need to do is go to support.placester.com, and then you will be routed to this webpage. You can search for guides here, for example, blog posts or featured listings. If you search for it, like featuring listings on your homepage, all of the guides on how to do that can be found here. If you can't find what you're looking for, the chat function is available here at the lower right side. Just click on it and then select if your concern falls under one of these categories. If not, just select other, and then that's it. You'll be able to chat with us in just a few minutes.
And again, they're their service is great, man. They really are really responsive, and they have been since I've been with London Foster. So I really like using them a lot. I myself, as you know, I'm not a realtor, so I don't have my own personalized IDX website. My experience only comes with setting them up for agents and communicating with the Placester team on, hey, I have a question about this, or how do I change this? How do I change that? And they help me every step of the way. So a very easy, great, thorough service, and this is who we like to use. And again, we're offering these websites to you for $39 a month. Like, that's a great deal. John, is that not an amazing deal?
Yeah, that's actually an amazing deal. If they get it, if they get the websites with the same features under an individual plan, it's going to be $150 a month, and that doesn't include IDX integrations yet. The setup will range anywhere in between $100 to $950. So that's actually a really great deal.
Well, I'm really glad you said that on a recorded call, because I'll be glad to share that with a lot of agents, because I honestly thought, because I go to the pricing, if you go to Placester.com right now, if you don't mind, go to the pricing. I think it says the starter is $64 a month.
For an annual subscription, yearly billing. If you go the monthly route, it's going to be $80 a month right here.
Wow. So you're getting it for $39 a month. It includes a CRM with all the functions, the simple functionality that you guys just saw, right? Mm-hmm. And we don't charge you anything to set it up. So yes, you have to, once you have the sign in, yes, you customize it yourself. Yes, you change it and how you want it to look yourself. But isn't that why we're London Foster agents, right? Because we're empowered agents that take our business and run with it, right? You are the marketer of your own brand, of your own company, of your own business. You work for yourself, right? So we'll set you up and give you the tools necessary to be successful, right? Now it's up to you how you utilize these tools. We'll even give it to you for fractions of the cost, right? So, I mean, an incredible deal. I think that, if you don't have a website yet and you've been on the fence about it, you should definitely just do it. Your online presence is important. And as Logan knows, bro, you put up I keep tabs, man, on your stats. This guy, I mean, I apologize for the rough Instagram training. Trust me, I know it's bad. But if you take the golden nuggets that I'm trying to tell you and utilize them, Logan did one video. His average view counts before were like, no offense, like 50 views, maybe 30 something views, 18, right? He dropped one Reels video, got over 3,000. Is it 5,000 or 3,000?
I can't remember. I haven't looked at that one lately.
Yeah, and then he did another one yesterday that's in the upper 500s, right? And these are basic videos. These aren't like, you don't need to be a cameraman, you don't have to be an actor, you just be yourself, right? And put it out there and do it the right way using the right tools, and you can expand quickly, right? Bigger,
Very
faster.
Much so.
Yeah, man. So I appreciate you, Logan, coming on these training calls. You're here for a lot of them, bro. And
I'm learning.
We're just trying to give y'all practical information to just use. You know what I mean?
It's working.
I'm just gonna thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for sitting in on this call. John, man, thank you so much for walking us through that. It was very simple, very thorough, very straightforward. Quick question, one more time. So with our CRM, okay, do we have the ability, I don't know if you talked about this or not, do we have the ability to send a text to our leads that are in our CRM? Can we do like a mass text? Is that a feature that I may have saw, or is it just email blast?
Actually, the features that we just use or that we offer from our CRM was just email blasts. If you would like to use if you would like to use text messages, you will actually, or I don't know if you know about Zapier, but that's what we recommend using.
Yeah, that's a different third-party service. Yeah.
Right.
Okay, that makes sense. And then now you said some of these plans go up to $950 to set up. What exactly, is like are these extended services? Like say we have a booming business, we want to upgrade, we want to do something, more dynamic, unique. How far do we push it?
Good question. Let me give you an overview of that task. First, you will need to go to services right here. And then once you do, um, say, go to services marketplace and then go to setup. You can select a different types of setups here. Um, all the way, or from a basic site setup all the way to a custom site build. The Let me look for it real quick. For the basic website setup, it's going to cost $100. So it's just a simple basic website. You can it
And that's what we set you guys up with. The basic simple website. Once you buy one, we set you up with that.
Right. It costs $100, but based from what I've heard, you guys get it for free. So that's already $100 that you've saved. The next setup that we offer is called the semi-custom site build. This includes more compared to the basic site setup. So with this, you'll get 20 hours of creative enhancement. We will configure your site with your personal and business details, integrations for your IDX and MLS feeds, site migration, for example, blog posts, testimonials, landing pages, up to 50 pages of these. Then custom homepage design, custom interior pages, search page customizations, for example, areas, communities, custom search parameters will do that for you. We also do site animations here and search engine optimization if you purchase this task. And it costs $650 for this. The last setup option that we offer is called the custom site build, which is the most expensive one and the one with the most features included. Let me just show it to you. So it costs $950, and then what it includes is more hours of creative enhancements, 30 hours, configuring business information and business details, integration for your IDX feed, site migration, but this one includes up to 100 pages, custom homepage design, custom interior pages, search page customizations, but this time up to 10 pages, site animations, and a custom video header. Branded imagery, we will give you 5 images for those. If you have an existing logo, we'll do a logo refresh so that it matches your site. Search engine optimization for your homepage and up to 5 other pages. Zapier configuration if you want to use Zapier for it, and then an agent roster setup. But I don't think you guys will be using this because this is for broker plans or broker accounts.
Or maybe even if you're gonna grow a real estate team, you think you would use that one too?
Yes.
Okay, so like if Logan, maybe you decide you start booming in your business in the next few months to a year, you have your own team of agents, right? You could offer them the same service that London Foster does, but to your own personal team, right? Hook them up how they need to, shoot them over to Placester, let them design everything for them, and just make something off the top. So that would be cool too.
Yeah, I like that idea.
Yeah, right. Because at the end of the day, it's like once you start figuring out how to generate leads, how to customize websites, things like that, you know more than the average realtor, right? And you can organize people and just group them together and give them leads, help them with their marketing, Now you're basically a broker within London Foster, and we allow teams within our company. You can grow your team whatever you like to grow it to. And the sweet thing about London Foster is that $794 transaction fee is so minimal, right? That if you're providing value to your agents, you could still charge them a 10%, 20%, whatever you want to charge them. And the small transaction fee you have to kick back to London Foster, that you can still pass that off onto that other agent within your team, and they're still going to benefit. You know what I mean? So the possibilities when you really start looking at our brokerage and what we stand for and what we do and how much we allow you to grow within the family, you can really take it to whatever you want to take it to. You can do whatever you want. So awesome, John. That was great. Really appreciate that. Any other questions before we end this call? Nikki, Logan, thank you so much. Maria, thank you for being here. Diana, thank you as well. Nope. Okay. Well, thank y'all so much for joining. I'm going to put this video up in the back office probably tomorrow. And if y'all need anything, again, you feel free to reach out anytime. I make myself available to you as much as possible. Again, my name is Daniel. And John, thank you so much for your time.
No problem.
Thank you, John and Daniel. Appreciate it, guys.
No
Have a
problem.
good day, everyone. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.